For too long, our government has violated the cardinal rule that every Bitcoiner knows by heart. Never sell your Bitcoin, right?
A huge blow has just been dealt to the Bitcoin community as the DOJ has now been cleared to sell their $6.5 billion in Bitcoin seized from Silk Road. Something like this would not be great for the price of Bitcoin, nor would it be great for the greater bull market we're expecting in 2025. Days away from Donald Trump getting sworn in as the 47th president, this is exactly what Donald Trump was trying to prevent.
That's right, isn't it, huh? That's right. Never sell your Bitcoin. And so, as the final part of my plan today, I am announcing that if I am elected, it will be the policy of my administration, United States of America, to keep 100% of all the Bitcoin the U.S. government currently holds or acquires into the future. We'll keep 100%. I hope you do well, please. This will serve in effect as the core of the strategic national Bitcoin stockpile.
And it's crazy because it seems like almost every day we're seeing another U.S. state propose a bill to adopt a Bitcoin strategic reserve on a state level. Like New Hampshire just proposed this today. New Hampshire proposes state Bitcoin reserve, so they join the likes of Pennsylvania, Texas, Ohio, Florida, Alabama. All of these states are passing laws to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve. I'm sure there'll be more to come. So it's just crazy that this is happening. Crypto is so much different in 2025. Crypto has passed the tipping point at this point. Like, did you know Fox Business just the other day revealed that Bank of America is doing 100% of their internal transactions using XRP? This is huge.
Another one you like is Ripple. You said it is the coin to be looking at right now.
Absolutely.
Why?
Okay, so Ripple actually was the second largest coin prior to the SEC's investigation of them. They did this really weird lawsuit against them, and basically the Ripple's going to be the track that everything's going to be running on in the future. So they created their own stable coin right now.
Okay.
And Bank of America, like I said, they were doing 100% of their internal transactions. They've got 83 different patents on it, and there's some incredible stuff that's going to be coming out. So
you have to wonder what Donald Trump is going to do to try to correct this once he gets into office. I would hope that he would either be able to stop it entirely, or if he's unable to stop this, a counter move would be buying back the same amount of Bitcoin, maybe even buying back more Bitcoin than this. If the US goes through with this, it would be devastating. The US needs a strategic Bitcoin reserve for the following reasons. Actually, Fred Thiel, CEO of Marathon Digital, explains here why the US needs to hold as much Bitcoin as possible. This is what Donald Trump has figured out that seemingly neither the DOJ nor the current administration has seemed to figure out yet. Like, this is what Trump understands.
I think there are a couple of things. One is we have a gold reserve. Why do we have a gold reserve? It's certainly not to back the US dollar, because the US dollar is not backed by gold. So we have a gold reserve as a way that we have the ability to pay for things in the event the dollar would be somehow locked out of a market or fully debased. And so why would you have a Bitcoin reserve? Well, if countries start trading using Bitcoin for international settlement, or they use it as a reserve asset, the US needs to have an ability to affect those markets. And if the US holds enough Bitcoin, they can essentially either support or have a threat of attacking a market by using Bitcoin as a strategic weapon. You know, we have a strategic oil reserve today that was created as a response to the 1970s oil crisis and the oil embargo as a way to protect this country from people keeping us out of getting oil. And today it's just used as a mechanism for leveling pricing in the oil markets domestically. But internationally, if we have a Bitcoin strategic reserve, we can impact Bitcoin price. We can impact people's ability to use Bitcoin. This is also why Bitcoin mining is so important. Think of Bitcoin mining as block space. You need to have block space to be able to process transactions. The more mining that exists outside the US, the more outside nations have the opportunity to block the US from putting transactions into those blocks. right? It's kind of like airplane capacity. There are only so many seats in every block, and there's a block every 10 minutes. And if the US only has 10% of global hash rate, US transactions could only be guaranteed to be processed in 10% of the cases, right? So it's very important for the US to have a significant amount of block space, somewhere upwards of 40%, such that no nation can lock US Bitcoin holders or investors, especially the large institutional investments that are coming into this country to invest in Bitcoin, so they can't be locked out of the market. So you have to have both the strategic reserve and a large amount of mining in the country to make sure that you can back that.
Because Trump is still regularly going on TV, and part of what he says he's going to do in his new term, he still wants to be the crypto president. He still wants to make the US the crypto capital of the world.
This onslaught at lower prices, I'm pledging today that in my second term, we will eliminate a minimum of 10 old regulations for every one new regulation. We'll be able to do that quite easily, actually. And instead of attacking industries of the future, we will embrace them, including making America the world capital for crypto and Bitcoin.
And at this point, we already know the most powerful people in the world are backing this industry.
I'm very bullish on the long-term viability of Bitcoin.
So again, I maintain where we are right now, where the price is today, might be a great buying opportunity, not just for Bitcoin, but quality crypto projects you believe in at large. I even think the market might turn around. The last week of January, Trump's first week in office, he might be signing some Bitcoin executive orders that are going to surprise a lot of people.
Who knows, maybe we'll pay off our $35 trillion, hand him a little crypto check, right? We'll hand him a little Bitcoin and wipe out our $35 trillion.
But how do you want it to be more prominent in America? How will that work?
Oh, it's going to work easily. It's already prominent.
I mean, for the US to sell their Bitcoin now, just as Bitcoin is being recognized as digital gold, is insane. Cathie Wood even agrees. She says the US selling its digital gold would be an insane move.
Bitcoin is a hedge against both inflation and deflation. Yes, so is gold, but Bitcoin is digital. And if you look at the incremental demand we're going to see, but gold already has its demand, it's happened, right? Bitcoin is new, and institutions are barely involved, and young people would much prefer to hold Bitcoin than to hold gold. So, it's interesting that both gold and Bitcoin are hedges against deflation, but Bitcoin's been doing better recently.
Like, the US dollar is being debased. Some years the US dollar goes up, but over a long enough time, the US dollar is just getting debased, and Bitcoin is an alternative to this. It would be a lot smarter if the US held their Bitcoin.
I encourage people to buy and hold. I encourage them to say Bitcoin for their retirement, for their future. And that's because as the Congress spends trillions and trillions of dollars and is flooding our economy and the world economy with US dollars, there's no way that we cannot debase the value of the US dollars.
And the US holding on to their Bitcoin could actually strengthen the US dollar. Trump knows this.
No central bank digital currency. I'm so happy about that because that's a means of surveillance of the American people. But we want to make sure people can have individual wallets for their Bitcoin so they have that sovereign over their own money. We know we want the US dollar to remain strong. And actually having Bitcoin in reserve can help the US dollar remain strong.
So I still maintain, I think Bitcoin spends the vast majority of 2025 well over 100K. So any price below 100K, in my opinion, is a buying opportunity. Wake up. Open your eyes. We try to share with you information like this on a daily basis. If you're interested in making money, subscribe to Altcoin Daily for daily videos keeping you informed on the market. I know a lot of you who've been with us for a while are actually doing quite well in crypto. I believe 2025 will be our best year yet, but you need to stick with it. Double down. This is the year where the biggest gains will be made, in my opinion. Of course, anything can happen, not financial advice. My name is Aaron, Altcoin Daily. See you tomorrow, my friends.